Welcome to our video. Today we have 6 life-changing stories where one person's small action has led to life-changing effects in other people's lives. So, imagine you're chilling, and you see a butterfly flapping its wings. Now, that might seem like a tiny, insignificant thing, right? But here's the twist: that little wing action could set off a chain of events. I'm talking about a ripple effect that eventually leads to some big changes. It's like this butterfly flapping in Brazil could, in theory, cause, a tornado in Texas. Crazy, huh? The idea is that small actions like a butterfly wing flutter can have major consequences over time. Of course, a single act like the butterfly flapping its wings cannot cause a typhoon, so it's kind of a reminder that everything is connected in this wild web of cause and effect. Who knew a tiny insect could stir up such a storm, right? Today we'll be exploring 6 incredible stories that perfectly illustrate this concept. Each narrative will show how seemingly insignificant actions or decisions can lead to profound changes in people's lives. So, as you watch, we encourage you to reflect on the impact of your own actions, no matter how small they may seem. Now, without further ado, let's dive into our first story. I invited an old friend to lunch along the Maine coast, Waterview, my treat. I had not seen her in over 40 years. The intention was to thank her for being fun when we were kids. I had no idea at the time, but she told me later she had been contemplating suicide. That lunch saved her life. My coworker's family lived in Oklahoma City when she was younger. The daycare she went to was in the federal building that was bombed in 1995. That day her mom dropped her off at the daycare and headed to work. Her mom said she had a stomachache and decided to call into work, so she turned around and picked up her daughter from daycare and then headed home. The bombing happened shortly after, at around 9 a.m. I was due to leave for school one morning but decided last minute that I needed the toilet. A bus crashed into the area where I would have been walking had I not turned back. My mom's annoyance at me for stalling going to school instantly turned to relief. Back in high school, I wanted to go get a snack, so I went to Sonic to get a few things for me and my mom. On the way home, I lingered at an intersection to let a truck pass, since I was still new to driving on my own. Just before the truck passed, I got rear-ended. The woman driving was having an issue with her pacemaker. If I wasn't there, she either would have crashed head-on with the truck, or plowed through the elementary school. I had broken up with my first serious boyfriend and was having a really difficult time back in the dating game. I was supposed to go to a party later that night after work but was asked to stay late. Usually one of my duties is taking the garbage out, and I do it right away to get it over with, but I delayed doing it for some reason. When I finally did get to it, I was unloading it in the shared garbage disposal room. I worked in a mall, and a guy walked in, another retail worker from a different store. Normally I'm very shy, but for some reason I just had this gut feeling and instinct and started chatting. Anyway, we've been together for 3 years. I was too nervous to be first row clarinet in high school, so I switched with a friend to be in the second row. There I met my best friend, who introduced me to a friend of his, who lived out of state, so we never would have met without him. And now we're married 14 years, all because I had anxiety about sitting front row. The wonder of the butterfly effect. We never know what small events could change our lives in the future. Watch for the next video and please subscribe.